Don't make poor money decisions, make safe money decisions with the Safe Money Book from the Alliance. Only at shopthealliance.com.
Sup, dog? My name's Elliot Gorog, and I'm with Pet Health Matching Account Services. Now, I know it's a dog-eat-dog world, and, looking at the spots on the carpet, there have been a lot of dogs in here probably talking to you about other benefits. Well, what we're going to talk about are benefits that are going to last forever. The reason why you want the PHMA is because we're going to save your owner a lot of money, and when we save your owner money, that means there's more treats for you. Now, you like treats, don't you? Now, don't you want your owner to buy you more treats? For every dollar your owner puts on the PHMA, we give them $2 of paid up medical benefit that rolls over every year, and they can use that at any veterinarian clinic you choose with your PHMA debit card. Do we got ourselves a deal? Great. I'm glad you made that decision in wanting to purchase the PHMA. Who's a smart doggy? Who's a smart doggy? You're a smart doggy.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. It's Wednesday Live. I'm looking at the leaderboards. Had a heck of a week. Some of you guys just went crazy. Y'all went ballistic. I tell you something else. I want to remind y'all all, we're going to give away some serious cash to everybody that earns that cruise. I understand we just had another guy qualify, and he wrote one app. It's a big app. You got to have 5 apps to win, even if one app puts you over. So if he can figure out how to get 4 more apps by the end of the year, this dude's going to win it. I'd find 5 children and 5 accidents policies. I'd find something. But kind of crazy. I see Megan Wood drop 22,000 this week again, 32 applications. Woo-hoo! If anybody is wondering, if they're saying to themselves, should I copy her? Yeah. Somebody told me, they said, I swiped and deployed a lot of her information. I would too. Why not? 32 apps for 22,000. James and Pam Alara knocked out 14,000 with 4 apps. People said, let me ask you this. Should we copy them? They only did 4 apps. Heck yeah. What do I care? 1 app, 2 apps, 100 apps. As long as you printing money for yourself, man, you got bills, you got family, you got people to pay for. Jeremico lights it up with 18 apps for 13,000. These are submitted, not issued. So let's get down here to the issue play. There's my boy, Vinod Guha Roy. Man, my boy Roy done put in 157,000. That would be a rather large IUL. What do you think about that, Andy? I'm fired up. We've talked to the client, talked to Alex Avian. Alex Avian's fired up about it. There goes Megan Wood, issued 40 apps for 19,222. Not bad program. I'd come rolling in at 11,000. Swindell, my man, got 11,000 issued. Tim Sight, 9,900. Stephen, I believe that's Steve Mamaritas. Yep, Stephen Mamaritas knocks out. That's got to be, he loves those annuities. Let's see what it is. No, he's got 1 IUL and 2 life apps. Daggone. Way to go, Steve. Jonathan and Megan Yakey, 13 apps issued. Jessica Phillips. Hey, by the way, guys, Jessica Phillips killed it on stage in Burlington, North Carolina. She said, I'm going to be blunt with you. And I think she underestimated when she said blunt. She was very blunt. I love you, Jessica. Good job. Proud of you. You make a big difference with the Alliance. The team get you on the stage again. I think it's May 8th. We're going to have her on stage again talking junk. Danny Johnson rolled in here with 7,000 issued. Stephanie Rodriguez. Y'all, those of you that know Stephanie, you know her grandmother passed away this week. Or the last few days she passed away. And she was very, very close to her. She's been taking care of her grandmother since she was 17 years old. And living with her, taking care of her, and just watching after her. So big deal in her life. Those of you that want to wish condolences. Deshonda Mills, part of Mr. Soto's team, got $7,000 issued, and Quentin, I don't know how to say Quentin's last name. Kat's gonna have to coach me on that. It's Fulgham, Fulgham, senior. So my man Quentin knocked out $7,000, 1 big app. Way to go, Quentin. Annuities. Tim Tipton, got to be Tim Tipton, got him a $500,000 annuity issued. Stephen Davies got him a $200,000 one issued. Margaret Richardson, 188. And Melissa Lederer, Lederer, knocked out 159. And Alfonso Thomas, there he is. I see you, Alfonso. $107,000. Good job. Top 3 Foresters. Debbie Ben continues to knock it out of the park. $4,000 issued. Jonathan and Megan got $3,000 issued, and Stephanie Rodriguez another $3,000, almost $4,000. Roll down here to look at our recruiters. Tia, Mr. Riddle continues to put in the width. 11 put in. By the way, that's his guy Cash Tampa is not recruiting for him. Cash Tampa's recruiting for himself. So he loses his best recruiter. He's still #1 at recruiting. 11 people put in Alex Abian on fire. 4 in width, Mindy Shipley. Done come rolling in here. Riddle's coaching up on her. Woo! She put in 3. Olga and Jason put in 3. Marcus and Carla put in 3. Terry and Tia keep putting them in. Who is this person? Yenlifer. Man, I tell you what, y'all got some names coming. Jason Mathis, you should know this person's name. I don't know this person's name. Yellow, how you say it? You'll get Olga on here to say, Jason?
You pronounce it in English, Jennifer.
Well, clearly that's Jennifer. I don't even know why I didn't know that. How do you clearly pronounce Kokamanga Chaka Da Kima Pima? How do you pronounce that?
I don't know.
Then I did it correct then. Camacho de Pina. That's right. I guarantee you that's right. We love her. Way to go, Jennifer. Lee Reyes puts in 2. Mike and Noel put in 2 more. And how you say this one? Mary Alice? Jason? Mary Alice? You're going to have to learn your people, Jason.
Well, I've got Olga, but yeah, Mary Alice. That's exactly how I pronounce it. They love it.
I'm proud of her. I love these new names coming up on here. Hey, let's look at the 40-40 Fight Club. Let me show y'all what's going on there. We got a bunch of people kicking butt on that. There it is right there. Look at there. Stephanie Rodriguez leading the way. Wait, now that her grandmother's passed away, this is while she was dealing with a lot of issues. Fell, broke her hip, all kinds of stuff. Jake and Beret, they showing up everywhere I am. Every time I turn around in some city, they're sitting there. Jared Gonzalez continues. Man, I tell you what, this girl, she done got her mind set on building something big. Jake and Bell, killing it with production, killing it with recruiting. Alfonso Thomas. Alfonso. Brother, bring it on. We're having several get-togethers. I want you at them at the cabin in North Carolina and down here at the Fusion. I want you here. Terry and Tia keep ripping heads off. James and Laura. D. Henderson. Goodness gracious, D. Henderson, man. Steve Memoritas. No, that's Steve Maxim. Dalen Simmons. Lou Abadi. Chris and Courtney Long. Sabrina Floyd, and make sure of that. Brian Rojas, Marvin Otsoy, Jessica Phillips, Tim and Nikki Long, Mindy Shipley, Janina Wilson, and James Austin. My boy James coming in here. Hey guys, it ain't complicated. 40 new people you talk to, 40 appointments you run on. And you don't have to do it in a week. It'd be nice if you do it in a week, but if it takes you a week and a half, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, knock it out. Turn them in. Let's keep kicking butt. All right. Let's go down to we already had 2 people win the cruise, but I'm telling you, a third person won the cruise. The guy that we just said 157,000 points or 157,000 target IUL. That is a trip winner right there. Scroll down to the cruise, please, Tia. Or up or down. I don't know which way it goes. There he is. So he's at 157,000. Vinod. I have to ask Avian how to say that. Jake and Bell Krause, and right behind Megan Wood is like days away from qualifying. So pretty cool. We're going to have 3 people qualify the cruise in the first 2 months of the contest. So when people say, can I win in 2 months? And the answer is yes. Bubba, Brandon Beal. Look at Brandon Beal's real close. Kristen Landry, that's right behind it. That's going to be fun to take somebody with you on a trip. Brandon and Ashley. And who's that? Tim Tipton. Tim Tipton, man, he's kicking butt this year. He's got to be off to the biggest year he's ever had. Stephen Davies knocking out the easy money. Stephen said it's easy, man. Mike and Michelle Alleman, Eric and Bobby Belair. Belair's on fire. Steve Maxim, this is his second full year. Who knows what this man's going to be able to put together in his second full year. Marcus and Carla Richardson. God, I don't know how to say this. Ryan. Yeah, Ryan. It's Ryan. That's that. Ryan Cloak. Ryan Cloak. I feel 90% on that. Ryan Cloak. And she squeaked in on the Thailand trip too. Who else we got? Joe and Tony Walker. And that's the top 15. Let's see, who's that? That Mark Hutchinson? Number 15. Yeah, that's Mark Hutchinson. All right. What do we have anything else we need to look at to you? Leaderboards? Oh, I know what I want to tell you. Yeah, here we go. This is crazy. If the contest ended today, Vinod would get $739,000 check, and Jake and Bell would get a $260,000 check. You see how that's $1 million divided up? So the more people win, the more it's going to be dissolved out. But the more we produce, the bigger number it's going to get. We could do $1.2 million. If we don't sell enough, it's only going to be 500,000. So this is showing, this is believing that we're going to get to 50 million and believing that we'll divide up $1 million. That's who would get the money. So make sure everybody knows, don't just win the cruise. Let's win it early and let's win it big so you can get more money. That'd be a nice little bonus to take with you. Scroll down, then we got the 40-40 10K Warrior Club. I think we about got done on that. We're at 52 on that. How many of those, my question is, how many of those shirts are we going to give out? I think we're
50 hats, 50 shirts, 100 winners total.
So we only have 48 more spots. 50 shirts, 50 hats. All right. And then the Foresters is running another contest. Debbie Ben looks like she's competing, and Adam, mine has Adam Johnson on there at $1,000. No, that's way on down. My bad. Way on down. There's Adam Johnson's and Marty and Diana, and then Stephanie Rodriguez. Okay, so that's across all lines, the Foresters incentive. All right, we good. All right. The big other non-teaching thing that I want to talk about is where we're going to be calendar-wise. Let's look at that for 1 second. I think everybody knows, but you go to, when you log on to the ARC, scroll down to the bottom, and it's all the meetings are listed. I'll show you. So what you do, just go down to, all the meetings are listed down at the bottom. You just scroll down, and when you and go to ARC, you go on the front of the ARC. There you go. Good job, Tia. See, all you gotta do is just scroll down. There they are. And then usually go to the site, hit 2, and see if it's, yeah. So the heavy hitters boot camp, that'll show you. Click on that one, Tia. It shows you all of them coming up. February 10. So we're down to Miami. Well, that one's been done. Treasure Island, the 28th through the March 1st. So we need to get that updated to you, all the old ones off, and get all the future ones listed. So if you want to see all of them at one time, you click on that one. Okay? All right, so coming up, we've got a big meeting this Sunday night at Treasure Island at the Fusion. We're going to do an opportunity meeting on Sunday night from 7 o'clock until 10 o'clock, really opportunity meeting and a training. And then we're headed to Indiana. I'm actually doing a meeting in Roanoke, Indiana, but I don't, let me know if anybody has anybody I need to see in Roanoke, Indiana. We're there with another meeting with another IMO that's showing us some stuff that we can do with the RIA from Tuesday. So we don't have anything officially planned as far as recruiting meetings on Tuesday. So Monday's Treasure Island, Tuesday's kind of open. Wednesday we will be in Chicago. The details should be on that link on the ARC. We'll be from 9 to 5. Then we'll do a dinner. The next morning we'll be in Cleveland. We'll do a 9 to 5, then a dinner. And the next morning we will be in Indianapolis, Indiana. And all of these meetings are limited, so make sure you people get signed up. All of them are free, which is unbelievable. So make sure you get signed up. Other dates coming up. Katz is doing a leadership down at the Fusion, and I've invited a few 40-40 guests down to the Fusion for the 25th, 26th, and 27th. And we will do some training. And then our big meeting that we're planning in Burlington is the 7th, open house on the 7th. And there's 2 sign-ups. You'll have a sign-up for the open house and a sign-up for the meeting. So we can kind of plan for food and just really as far as who's going to be there. May 7th and 8th. And by the way, you guys I know there's a lot of people that are traveling and doing meetings. If you want us to promote the meetings, you saw the one that we promoted with Diane, feel free to let us know. We'll put it up, we'll list it. And then if it's a private meeting, no big deal. We don't want to promote it. But if it's a public meeting that you want have other managers plug in, we will help market it for you if you choose, if that's what you want to do. Okay. The subject seems like it's something that everybody knows, but I want to walk you through the why, because a lot of times when people understand the why, then the how to do it seems a lot easier. So let's talk about why the 8 step. Like, what's the reason for the 8 step? I just did 2 podcasts. I had two different hustlers out there on social media asked me to do a podcast with them and talk about success and what it takes. And I told them, I gave them some good feedback, but I want to tell y'all something. Success is not what like a lot of people think. They think everything is perfect, when in fact, I was just talking to a competitor, good friend. Me and him do stuff all over the world together. And I was saying how ugly or how mangled success is. Like, you guys just have no idea how many times a country music artist, a dancer, a speaker has a tear in their pants and they tape it up. They glue something on. They're in the middle of a fight with somebody and they powder their face, do their head like this, and get up on stage and give you the most positive performance you've ever heard in your life. Success is always crazy. Now, that don't mean I'm not going to travel first class and stay in a 5,000 square foot suite. That is nice. That's beautiful. I love it. But it's you just don't know what leads up to stuff. The 8 steps of success helps people simplify stuff. It's 8 simple things that if you do, I will guarantee you beyond a shadow of a doubt your 6-figure income. And that used to mean a lot to me, a 6-figure income. I go to the green book and I said, now we're talking minimum $85,000 a month. And I know if you do this is the stuff to me that got me to the multi-million-dollar income. This stuff, not the green book, this simple stuff got me to multi-million. But I was brutal about it. Adam, you've heard me do those talks on the 8 step. I mean, just, oh God. Do you remember that, Adam? When I would just be like, if you wasn't doing the 8 steps, you just wouldn't dookie. You remember that?
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, you were relentless on the basics, and you just kept them in front of us and just kept pounding them and simplified it so much. I love how you say, well, if you put it that way, and then people say to you, well, if you put it that way, and you're like, well, how else would you put it? Same thing with the 8 steps. Just simple.
So I'm not going to try to hammer you with the 8 steps, but I'm going to tell you why you want to do them. With personal use, you become a walking billboard. Let me tell you how this works. If you talk about how things used to be, ought to be, were be, had be, high school, people will run away from you. If you talk about this is my policy now, People will talk to you. So there's run away, there's talk to you, and the third one is follow you. If you tell people what you're doing and going to do in the future, if you say to people, I can't wait to be able to write myself a $10 million life insurance policy, people follow that. When they see you do and doing, they want to come with you. If you want to talk about what you did, people hate that. They run away. You want to be a billboard for now and a billboard for the future. You've heard us say this. You set examples and you provide opportunity. The number one is personal use. It is your example setter. I don't think we have a problem with the leadership of the Alliance, but I do think we need to do a better job of agents getting on it quicker, especially IULs. Who did I have selling IULs? Who sold them at our convention in Burlington? Who did that? Somebody was on stage, and that was their sole goal. Was it Mike? How did Mike do with that? Did anybody buy an IUL based on what Mike said? Mike, did you kill him on it?
I'm not sure if anybody wrote applications, but I know that we had a lot of people taking care of picking up those IUL books on Saving Smarter. I mean, there was a line of, I don't know, 40, 50 people getting the books, and I think they sold out of a case or two. So a lot of people at least were thinking, I need to learn more about this, the new people that didn't have it. I was shocked at how many people did not know about that book that need to get it. So if somebody's like sitting here listening, what's IUL mean? I was like, get the Save Smarter and start putting away money tax-free book. Get your hands on that if somebody ain't got that.
Are y'all big family proponents of that? You got one on your kids, you got one on y'all?
Yeah, every family member has an IUL. I mean, we started back, I mean, we got a war chest built up in them now, but yes, each family member has an IUL that we contribute to. And, you know, it's crazy. It's like I used to have a bad day and think, oh my gosh, what's going on? And I pull out my IUL statement. I look, okay. You know, once you start to build up, it's like, it's kind of like a safety net. You know, it's just like, it ain't going backwards. It's still there. Okay, go back to fighting.
I love my IULs. You know, you can use those as an asset. Like if you want to pledge it against, like if you're borrowing money from a bank, you can pledge that money. You don't have to take your money out of the policy either. Just pledge that policy and use it as collateral. It is extremely strong collateral because it's money inside of an insurance company, and any bank knows the insurance company ain't going to lose the money. It's guaranteed. It's indexed. It won't go backward. I am looking at right now buying big ones on my son-in-law, my son, my daughter, and my nephew. And if I saw Robbie Kraft on here, hey, and also if I saw Gina on here, I'll tell y'all, F&G's coming out with a new IUL. I'm not sure if it'll be a couple months, but they've been working on it a while. It's an instant issue IUL. And they said they expect 90% of them will be issued instantly. So they're not ready to scream that from the rafters. They want to see it happen, and they're rolling it out to us and one other organization first. And then, and it's not a competing agent. You wouldn't even know them if I told you who they were. They're a weird group. I shouldn't say weird. They're just they're weird if they're different from us, right? They're weird. We don't run into them at all. They sell in a different world than we do. But it's us and them rolling out. We had the meeting with Steve yesterday, the vice president. Okay. I love people showing their policies when you're in the house. I love you showing them on your phone. It is a big deal to set it. Okay, number 2, why should you work? All right. Work is a weird thing. Okay. I just got through telling somebody, he said this gal is depressed. And I had a conversation with a guy about a month ago. He said, I'm depressed. I said, let me tell you how to solve it. Download this app. I put it right in his face, how to stop worrying and stop living and go to work. You start working every minute, you will not be depressed. I am never depressed when I'm working. I'm only depressed when I'm waking up and thinking about stuff and laying around. I get all tore up. I never do I get tore up when I'm working my ass off. That's when everybody gets second thoughts, is when they're not working. Yes, sir. Everybody gets temptations. My dad, you said, you show me two boys that ain't got nothing to do, and I show you two boys that get ready to get in trouble. He was big on that. Idle hands is the devil's workshop. Yeah, that's right. Work keeps your ass out of trouble. Work changes everything. Work is a magic elixir. I've told staff this. If y'all ever have a staff leave for $5 more an hour, and he got $5 more. It ain't the $5 an hour that got him. It's you didn't have enough to do. When people are working, they're happy. When they're not working, any temptation gets them. I've seen it. I've told Rob and Chris, I said, she ain't got nothing to do. She's going to quit. I'm just telling you, she's bored. She's going to quit. And no, she's going to quit. Somebody offered her more money. No, she was bored. So if it's, now see, the problem is I can't make you work here. I can't. I'm not allowed to. I want to. I want to tell you got to run 40 appointments or whatever, but I can't. I can tell you should, but that's up to you. I tell you what I would do. I tell you how I'll get rich. But when you have a staff person who only has enough assignment to keep them busy for 4 hours, the next 4 hours they will worry, hate, build resentment, find another job. If I want to quit the alliance, what I do is quit working so much. I find something different to do. But so you have to assign yourself stuff to do. I've told you this, and I've told you this, and I'm going to tell you again. I schedule my calendar. When I schedule a lot of stuff, I get a lot of stuff done. Isn't that crazy? Today, I was jammed up today. I've been jammed up every minute. I was trying to get off. I had a conference call that's still going on. It's crazy good stuff we're doing. We're going to roll this out probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And I was just seeing the summary, and I was like, I got to get off here. All right, off, on, shirt, change, jewelry, move, boom. I don't get depressed when I'm working. Work is an elixir. It fires you up. All right. I suggest ready, fire, aim. Put it on your calendar. Tell everybody about it and figure out where the conference rooms are. Have y'all noticed that? The Cleveland, Chicago, where's it going to be? I don't know. What time is it going to be? 9 o'clock. I don't know. It's on the calendar. Now the details are firmed up. We got a bunch of people signed up. We're going to probably sign up 100 more people in between now and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Might be 200 more people. I wonder how many people are going to come down here at Treasure Island. I schedule stuff the best I can, then I figure it out. It drives Missy crazy. It drives my wife crazy. It puts money in the bank. I schedule stuff. I make crazy commitments, and then I back it up because it's my word to myself. To thine own self be true. Tell yourself, I'm going to contact 40 people this week. Write it down. Put it on your calendar. I'm going to contact 40 people this week. I'm going to talk to 40 new people this week, and then back it up. It's crazy. You will be less depressed. You'll be more excited. It'll ignite your future. You start to get commitment. It's like, it's terrible self-image. What do we do with him, Andy? Tell him to go to work. Oh, no. You don't understand, Andy. He can't work. He's got a bad self-image. That's how you get a good self-image is work. Well, how do you work when you got a big self-image? Put it on your calendar and then do it. That's what you do. I'm just telling you to work. All right. I don't know if that's what you expected from work. Oh, that's because that way we'll get money coming in. Yeah, that's true. I work. You want us to work? Yeah. It changes your mentality. It changes your self-image. It keeps depression lonesome. It keeps all that. It keeps negativity out. Work is positive. You will find, if you ever find somebody that's whining, complaining, blah, 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 I promise you, I'll bet you anything, look at their calendar. Look at their calendar. It might have on there W on one day and nothing on the next day, and W, like work. That's what that means. I'm working this day. What does that mean? I used to do that when I worked at Bojangles. If I had a W on a day, that meant that day I had to go to work. Then I'd have to go find out what time I had to be there. I promise you, people that are negative, just coincide. So I want to stay positive. I want to stay alive. I don't want to kill myself. So you thought about killing myself? No, I ain't thought about killing myself because I'm too busy. I ain't got time for that. Anybody got time for that? All right. Why do you listen? Listening does two things. It's micro and macro. You got to listen for a feel, and you got to listen for the actual detail, both of them. So one helps you learn, which is the details, and the other one helps you understand. So your left brain is the micro. That's the detail. Hey, by the way, y'all ever in a meeting and you kind of bored at the speaker? Let me tell you what to do. I learned this one time. I was kind of impressed. I was like, what do I do? Look at their socks. Look at their shoestrings. Try to find the bottom of their shoes. Look at their pants. Look at the buttons. Look at the stitching. In other words, the details. If you get bored, look at the detail. Listen to their accent. Listen how they say car. Do they say car? Or do they say car? Or do they say car? Like, did you drive your car down here? Like, just start listening to their accent of different words. Even if you just try to mouth it, like, or whatever. You start try to mimic and get inside their head, you'll get excited. You want to stay excited? Listen in the micro. All right. The macro connects the dot. Okay? The right side of your brain's the macro. That's the concept that's going on. You want to listen to details and watch for the macro. And that puts everything together. There are people in my staff, they are all micro. They can't put nothing together. They can't put this together with that. You have to tell them this, then you tell them this, then you tell them this. Never are they going to go, oh, this is a sequence. They're very smart people. They're very smart, but not, they ain't going to ever make any big money because they're not getting the big picture. Y'all heard me do this many times. I go, all right, here's what we want. Let's don't forget what we want. That time we went up to Mutual Omaha, they were trying to get us to do fully underwritten, and we were like, no, we're not going to do that. You're missing the point. We won't simplify the issue. Okay. Listening for the small details, listening for the overarching principle of what we're trying to put together. All right. Why read? Bill, I was talking to Boone the other day. I said, you get any problems, feedback from the way you changed your attitude about life? He said, yeah. Books I'm reading, I get some complaints from my friends. They say I'm too deep now. I said, what does that mean? Oh, I got to tell you something else he said too. Everybody needs to hear this. He said, yeah, they said I'm too serious because I think about how things work. And I go, instead of what is the taste of the popcorn, or instead of what is a good movie, or instead of, who's the best basketball player in the world, he thinks about more universal stuff. I thought that was funny as everything. I had read 2 books when I graduated high school, Runaway Ralph and The Last of the Mohicans. I understand how a mouse would run away from home, if a mouse ever did run away from home. I understood that he'd have to have a half a ping pong ball for a helmet and rubber band for a chin strap. I figured all that out reading that book. Last of the Mohicans, I figured out how to go to war. If you ain't got nothing but bows and arrows and sticks and rock. You do not need to be seen. You need to attack. You need to sneak attack and then leave. That's what the Mohicans did. It's very interesting, 2 books. I didn't read any other books. When I got out of college, I started reading how to make money, how to build a business, psychiatry, psychology, people skills, how to build a network, how to compound money without getting taxed. Got educated. Oh, this is the other thing I want to tell you what he said. Sean Boone said, he was on the jet. You heard him say this, Brandon. He said, I'm trying to teach football players and my friends to think down like y'all, because we think up. He said, I used to think up. So what do you mean up? He said, well, you guys, y'all buy policies for your children, yourself, you pay off your house, and then you think about giving away money. He said, the way I used to think is, man, I get some money, I'm going to give my uncle a new house because he the one first gave me my first cleat. And I'm going to help another cousin who cheered for me when I was playing in a little league. He said, you guys try to solidify your future so that you don't go broke giving it away to somebody that I say don't matter. But he said, I think up. And a lot of football players, I don't know if it applies, I guess it applies to basketball players. He said they think up. Who did this? Who did that for me? And then next thing you know, they found themselves broke. And then they go try to talk to them. And then they ain't got no money because they did the same thing. It's gone. There's no solidification. And I think he got that. I know he got that from hearing us, watching us, but also the book about financial planning. I mean, if you ever read about financial planning, the first thing in there ain't give it away. The first thing in there is solidify. Get everything organized. Get cash coming in. Then you write a check and get your name on the building. Write a check for your mama. Write a check for your uncle. Write a check for your nephew. This will be the first big thing that I've done for my brother. I don't owe him. Did he cheer me on? If you ask him, he did. Did he tell me I could do it? If you ask him, he'll say, yeah, I told Andy he could do it. Matter of fact, I'm pretty much 100% one-on-one responsible for Andy Albright's success. I'm sure he will say that. But I'm going to buy a big UL policy for his son for college education. He can use it like the be your own banker concept, right? Where he can borrow money out and there's a death benefit. So I've never even thought about it. I think about solidifying stuff. Because look, I want to be able to help Adam Katz. I want to be able to help Brandon Beal. I want to help Joe Dukes. I want to help Kelly Haney. I want to be able to help Brandon Manley. I want to be able to help Janet Shock. If I lose everything I got, I can't help nobody, including myself. All right. Reading gets this concept down to you. New possibility, new terms, sorting concepts. Believe it or not, the more you read, the more simple you get. You ever talk to somebody that's never read anything? They can take an hour to say nothing. I hate it. It's like, what's your point? What are you getting at? Believe it or not, the more you know, the more it goes, the more you can put it in a tiny little package. You put your little dookie in a little pot. All right. Regular reading keeps you from forgetting everything you know. Reading helps you to retain something. I crack up when I say stuff and I'm going like, how did you ever remember that? Because I've read it 72 times. Because I've listened to it on an audio over and over again. I've highlighted it. I've circled it. I saw it in Anthony Robbins' book. I saw it in Zig Ziglar's book. I saw it in Brian Tracy's book. I saw it in Andy Andrews' book. I see it, and I see it, and the concept keeps coming back to me over and over and over again. Reading makes you smarter. I'm just going to tell you. And so I'm plenty smart enough. I didn't know this. Did you know that reading lowers your heart rate? I didn't know that. It's actually a relaxing technique. Keeps you from having anxiety. Here's your depression solution right here. Personal use, reading, working. All right. Why should I attend meetings? By the way, your job is to sell people on these basics. Nikki, if you can get your people to do these basics, they'll make 100 grand. Y'all get crazy rich. Stephanie Rodriguez, all the people you're teaching, how long does it explain to the person, you got to read this book? And then when you give them an Augmendino book or a Think and Grow Rich book, you've got to sell them on reading. I can't sell your people on reading. You see them 5 times a week. I see somebody and I'll spend some time telling them something. Jeff Schultz, I'll explain it to them, and I talk to their upline, and they go like, well, I've only known him 3 weeks, Andy. And I'm like, I've known him 5 minutes, and you've known him 3 weeks. Well, I was teaching him how to sell. That's good. You're going to teach them how to sell, and they're going to quit on you. They're going to shoot themselves. They're going to get a divorce. It's going to be a mess. The quicker you can get them reading, the quicker you'll get them selling. The quicker you get them reading, the quicker you'll get them recruiting. But this is not, reading is not, it does not appear to be aggressive. Somebody just texted me this. I don't know if I'll be able to find it and answer him back. I didn't answer him back. I wanted to. What do you do with a person who wants to start selling before they build a team? I promise you, if you're reading, you'll learn the answer to that. But I'm going to tell you the answer. If they want to become successful before they start recruiting, help them become successful. People say, well, I thought you want me to drive debt. I am. That's not them building a team. Them building a team is not the same thing as you driving debt. You find one good person underneath them that starts doing the system, that's called debt. They don't have to have a team. Just one. Well, how do I get them to give me one? Ask. Have you talked to your daddy about this? Have you talked to your kids about this? Have you got any good buddies that really, really, really would be better than you? What if they won't give me one person? My guess is you're not being nice enough. My guess is they don't like you. My guess is they don't trust you. By the way, you could have a person who's skeptical about everybody in the world. Or you could have a person that's just skeptical about you. If it's the person who's skeptical about everybody in the world, nobody can get him to trust him. But this guy, if he's just skeptical, maybe because you weren't nice enough, maybe because you didn't give enough, maybe because you didn't listen enough, less people skills, more people skills will get them to give you people. The other thing is, I don't really never ask. I don't really never ask if you want to build a team. I do say things like, now, did you want to get rich or you just want to make a little bit of money? Now, did you want money coming in when you ain't working? I always wanted to have money coming in when I wasn't working. Is that what you were thinking? I ask questions that are a little more sneaky than, do you want to build a team? Hell, I don't even want to build a team. You know how bad people are? I remember that girl we used to have said, I hate people. I hate people. I always thought I hate some of them too. I understand. But I can't say that because I'm building a team. Well, Andy, why do you want to build a team? That's the only way I know that you can have money coming in and not work. In other words, I tricked myself. I don't want to build a team. I don't want to hire nobody new. They're hard to get them to understand stuff when they're new. Ain't that right, Jason? Jason be like, people hard to get them to understand stuff. I know. That's why it's called work.
Yeah, that's 100% right.
Hey, how do y'all like this legs, money coming in from legs every month? Is that not freaky? God, I ain't never seen nothing like that in myself. I dreamed about that. I looked at Mike and Noel's group. Oh my God. I was like, what do you do when it's on one screen? Well, I moved it and I had to move the screen like 8 screens. I just kept going and I click on it. They're making $18 a month off of this person. $112 a month. $200. It was crazy. You guys, congratulations. I didn't look at a lot of them, but I'm going to tell you what, y'all wide as a fat baby's butt. Money coming in from multiple streams. Y'all got magnificent multiple streams of income coming in. Brilliant. I say it's brilliant. All right. Reading will help you answer every dadgum question there is. Anybody, all those questions people ask some silly questions. You read books, they'll answer the questions for you. Why should I attend all meetings? I got a little list here. Reputation is on the line. You go to meetings to set the example and to fulfill your reputation. Your reputation's on the line. Number 2, you're supporting the team. You're not letting people down. You're supporting the team. That's why you go. That means you're helping others. You're serving by being. You're serving by being. Thank y'all for being in Treasure Island. Those of you that came in, thank you to the ones that are coming in this week. By the way, nobody like you. Ain't nobody like you. I can get somebody else up to speak, but I need you. By the way you cheer. Nobody cheers like you. We need you there to cheer. Number 3, you got to get better. You got to get better. You can't get better. You got to learn to get better. The way you learn to get better is hanging around other people that are doing it. This person might be great at recruiting, terrible at selling. This people might be great at selling, terrible at recruiting. You want to be around them and learn the great, be around them and learn the great. Take the greatest from each person. That's why you go to meet. You got to get better. We like hanging out with each other. Stuff that I hear in person that you will never hear on a video like this, you'll never see it in writing. And it's life-changing. And people say, why don't you do that? I go, I don't know. We just don't put it in writing. I don't know. I told Mark Hutchinson, I said, that is brilliant. I don't think I'll ever see that in writing, but that is a brilliant move. Matter of fact, you should go to Mark Hutchinson and say, let me tell me about that brilliant move. He's going to look around. Like, all right, here's what you do. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. You learn stuff that you can't learn anywhere else. Brandon, you learned some stuff riding on a jet you ain't never learned anywhere else, didn't you? That's my son-in-law. Had to get out on the jet, know where everything's going on, know where all the stuff is. I go, all right, let me tell you something. The other Brandon learned stuff on the jet. Tim Long. You learn stuff one-on-one, boys and girls. And the way you get one-on-one is you come to the meetings. You say, well, I thought the meetings were everybody get together. But that's where everybody's there, and then you get one-on-one. Walk into the hallway, walk into dinner, night owl. If I can get people to meetings, I can get them to do anything. If you can get you to meetings, you can get you to do anything. You want to get rich? Go to meetings. You want to start selling a lot? Go to meetings. You want to start recruiting a lot? Go to meetings. When you want to start driving debt, if any of you think, I suck at driving debt, I really just can't get people moving, go to meetings and ask questions. Find out who thinks they're good. If they think they're good at getting people started, ask them questions. What do you do? This one's kind of crazy too. This one, let me tell y'all this. Competing for your upline's time. Competing. I know it don't make sense, but you can believe that I'm competing with the time of the CEO of Forrester. I want it all. America, I'm competing with the CEO, even the owner's time. With Brian Adams, I'm competing. This way you go to meetings. Here's what people say. I've heard people say this. Well, I see the people hanging around you growing. I just don't feel like I want to hang around. I don't care. The people that are hanging around are always going to figure out how to grow. Oh, that's because you cheat for them. What? Why would I cheat for somebody I never see? Why would I give advice? Why would I be mean to anybody I never see? Nice to people you don't see, tough on people that you do see. Why would you want to be tough on people? If you want them to get better, you got to talk to them. You can't just hope that it, what do you call it when you sleep on it? It just goes in their head. We call it, Adam, osmosis. That's what you call it. It ain't going to happen with osmosis. You got to talk to these people. And stuff that I do, I don't even some stuff I don't even know that I do, but the more you hang around, you go like, I see what he's doing. Same thing with Mark Hutchinson. You want to learn how to sell like he sells? Go to dinner with him. You want to learn how Megan sells? Hang out with her at a convention. Going to meetings changes your life, changes your world like that. It's the most powerful pressure in the world, peer pressure. 5 people. Take the 5 people you hang around the most. And a lot of you, it's your downline or your immediate upline who's right there in your hometown. Tell me their income, and it's either pulling your income down or lifting your income up. Most of the time, you are dead center. You take 5 incomes, divide it by 5, and that's your money. You come around, hang around me, you hang around Brian Adams, you hang around Mike Leventovich, you hang around Paul Roberts, automatically your average income of the 5 people around you changes. And that pressure will pull you up. If it's with poorer people, it will pull you down. Now, if people say like, well, just because somebody's got rich don't mean they know everything. I didn't say they know everything. I said it'll make you richer. That makes sense? I didn't say you're going to know everything because you hang around somebody rich, but I promise you, and sometimes what you learn, you might go, I ain't going to do that. I ain't going to copy him. And that's okay. Don't copy him. I don't copy every single thing this dude does or that dude does, but at least I got the option. By the way, getting advice, I guess that's number 6, be teachable. But if you're getting advice does not mean you go to Jake Krause and ask him something, he gives you advice, and you think you got to do it. When somebody gives you advice, take it as that, advice. You don't have to do it. So quit saying, well, I don't know nobody tell me what to do. I don't even want to tell you what to do. I don't mind giving you some opinions and some advice, and then you can just say, Andy, I appreciate what you're saying, but I'm not going to do it. I don't care. What do I care? Now, number 6 is be teachable. People that are teachable, they ask for advice, and then they take the advice. You still got to tell you, you don't have to take all the advice, but when you shake off or you butt everything somebody's telling you, that's not teachable. All right. So how do you remain teachable? Or why do you remain teachable? Because you want to be humble. People are attracted to humble. That's why everybody likes one of the reasons everybody likes Brian Adams. 2, 1, he's rich. He's very humble about it. He doesn't act arrogant about it. He doesn't have his nose up in the air. He mingles. All right. Be humble to remain thirsty. Be bold enough to take care of the opportunity. How do you know you got a good secretary, Andy? How does one secretary compare to the other one? What do you mean? Hire 2 and then keep 1. People hear me say that? Some people have done it. Other people go, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to hire 1. Okay. I don't care. But eventually, I'm going to go, why should I keep talking to this person? They never do what I say anyway. So isn't it terrible that you hire 2 people? I think if I picked one, it's terrible to the one that I didn't pick because I could be wrong. I think it's better to hire them both and then let the one go that doesn't cut it. Go, what if I like them both? Keep them both. Keep them both or draw straws. Let's not complicate this thing. But this is a teachable advice. Humility, listen to this. Humility lets you hear stuff that an arrogant person just can't hear. Y'all might have heard me say this. You see a person that's arrogant and broke, that is a ugly combination. Humble and broke, people try to help them. They try to give them advice. Arrogant and broke, don't know that people don't want a part of that. Humble and rich, everybody wants to know what you got. Hey man, seriously, how'd you do it? What secret you got? Here's a question for you. Here's the question of the ages. How do you remain hungry and humble? How are you bold? Bold is everything. Crazy and humble at the same time. There's a couple people that I've given this advice. I said, you know what? You're awesome, but you're always humble, and you're not that bold. And they were like, you really think so? I said, I'm pretty sure. You're humble a lot, but you're not bold. And then you know people that are bold and not humble. If you can coexist humbleness and boldness, that will mess people up. Humbleness and boldness. I could go around. I could go like, Brandon, which are you? More bold or more humble? Adam, what are you? More bold or more humble? Jason, what are you? More bold or more humble? Joe, what are you? More bold? Imagine if you're bold as hell and humble as hell. Like a 10 on boldness and a 10 on humbleness. That's the goal. As a matter of fact, I got somebody teaching. I got Mike Hartley. I said, Mike, I want you to teach people how to appear humble at this meeting we have at the Fusion or on Treasure Island. Teach them, what does it look like? I can tell you one thing, your nose can't be up higher. If people can see up in that hole, you gotta get down right here. Speak to people. Hey, how you doing? Just the look on your face. How do you look humble? How do you stay bold? All right. Stay teachable. That's how. If you're teachable, you're both of them. Accountable. Demands that you stand by your obligations and demands you accept liability for your actions. All right. Here's the thing about accountable. I get people say this all to me on Fonso. I take 100% credit. It's my fault. My bad. That's half of it. You're standing by your obligation, but what about your liability? That's the part where you say, man, boss man, I messed up bad. Just take $100 out of my paycheck this week and next week, and for the next 7 years, I want you to remove $100 from my paycheck. And I'm not going to take no excuses. Take $100. That's the liability part. It's my bad. I broke your car. Here's $10,000. My bad. I broke your car. Here's my insurance card. Turn it in. Not, I take 100% responsibility for tearing your car up. Peace out. What? Where's the liability involved? Hey man, I 100% forgot to come to the meeting. I promised you'd be there. I take 100% responsibility. Yeah, where's your liability? What are you going to pay? I'll be at the next 10 meetings since I missed this one, and I'll be early, and I'll set up a chairs. See, what does it cost you? Tell me what it costs. Oh, here, listen to this. This is going to mess you up. This one, you might get mad about this. Accountability is conformity and obedience. Oh, I don't want to follow orders, but I'm an accountable son of a biscuit eater. I don't think you can be accountable without conforming. That makes sense. The only way you can be accountable is to conform. I'm not coming to the meeting this week, but I'm 100% accountable. What? I'm not going to sell IULs. I'm not going to move annuities. It's too complicated. What? I thought you were going to be accountable. We all sell. We all recruit. We all build. We do both. We sell and we recruit. Accountability. Are you going to let the team down? All right. Buy-in, belief, and engagement. Think about these priorities when it comes to accountability. Buy-in, invest in, go all in. Buy in, invest in, and go all in. Listen to me, people. I hear people make fun of Art Williams, make fun of Prime America, and I go, you know how many people make millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars over there? I understand if you recruit their people and they're unhappy. I've seen people get recruited from us that's unhappy. But they make millions. It's a very reputable company. Oh, but they don't have leads, but they get referrals. If you're in Williams and you conform and you go all in, you got a shot at becoming a multi-millionaire and staying there 30 years. You will find the people that you recruit. Whenever somebody says Art Williams, they're not making any money, I go, really? I heard there's people over there making hundreds of millions of dollars. And they go, yeah, but. And I go, yeah, but what? How many appointments did you work last week? How many referrals did you get last week? In other words, a lot of times, have y'all noticed you hire these insurance agents that ain't got no money, and next thing you know, they ain't got no money? It don't change when they come with you. They were not accountable at Art Williams, and they're not going to be accountable with us until they admit that it's them that's the problem. The minute they start taking accountability for their actions, accountability for their place in life, their lot in life. Adam Katz, Beth Katz.
Yes,
Can
sir.
y'all talk about being accountable to me and Jane and the systems that we've been a part of, and how unhappy you are or happy you are with our 29 years?
Yeah. Yeah, Adam and I feel like we owe our whole life to you and Jane, and what you have given to us and the opportunity. The example that you all have set, I think for me, it's just every time I'm around you all, every time for 29 years, you all have been a beacon of hope of what life can become like. And because you've set an example, it's just our job to follow that example. And we've messed up a lot, but just to hold on tight to you, we owe that to you so we can be the example for somebody else coming behind. Because our whole life has been dependent on what you and Jane have done for us, and the opportunity and the belief that you've had in us. And we need to go forward. And the only way to pay it back to you all is like you're talking about solidifying the base, is to go forward and pay it down to the next level and secure people coming behind us with the proper example.
You know, I try to do both. A lot of feedback on that. Yeah, I think that worked out. You know, if I screw Adam and Beth and leave them, they can't stay with me. If they screw me and leave me, I can't stay with them. It's a two-way street. True that? With staff. sometimes they leave me. I promise you, I have told some of them to leave. That's of me screwing them or they screw me. You with me? But sometimes we stick together. Pam Parrish is longest standing. By the way, did she just deal with COVID or just was sick? I think she was just sick. I don't think she had COVID. She might have had COVID, but she was sick. But I was looking for her the other day when I was home. I was like, where is she? And y'all understand what I'm saying? It's the same thing. It's the same thing with a marriage. If Jane leaves me tomorrow, Jane leaves me tomorrow. If I leave her, there's nothing she can do about it. But if we stick together, we're going to stay together. We'll see people say, well, have you ever thought about you could get bigger boobs somewhere else? I go, yeah, I thought about it. As a matter of fact, I've had a couple people tell me that. And I'll be like, you mind your own boobs. Don't worry about my dadgum boobs. What's wrong with you? You're a weird dude. What if I found one that could cook better? What if I found one that could make biscuits? But what if she found a guy that was less of a dumbass than I am? How about that? How about if she found a guy that was less of a smartass than me? What do you think? She can't find one better? That's kind of an insult, isn't it? I think she could do better. I know yours. No, I shouldn't start accusing anybody saying, I know your wife could do better, because then somebody will be like, y'all can't listen. So y'all think I'm looking right at you. Just know my screen's jumbled up. Y'all don't know who I'm looking at. That's why I like Army Rangers. That's why I like military people, because they get it. They get it. Biden tells them to go to war, they go into war. Trump says go to war, they go into war. Adam, what say ye?
Well, I've always felt that accountability to control at least what I can control. Because of everything you've done for us, and Beth talked about, how much you've done for us, and now, Emily's coming up right behind us, and, you've helped our family so much. Now you're helping the second generation. I've always felt that obligation, the accountability of just showing up. The least I could do is show up. I remember we read in a book a long time ago, Successful People Walk Fast. I was like, well, hell, at least I can walk fast. I may not be able to do a lot of things, but I can walk fast. And so it's, in my mind, it's the same thing. At least I can show up. I never want you to wonder where Adam and Beth are. If you call a meeting, we're going to be at the meeting. And then I can show up I can go to work and I can grind. I'm not the best. I'm not the fanciest. I'm not flashy, but I can grind, and I owe that, in my mind, I owe that accountability to get out there and do something on a daily basis because of what you've done for us, the example and the opportunity. And in terms of has it been worth it over the last 29 years? Oh my God. It's like that. The reason that it's so important to me to buy Jane ice cream and on all these trips that we go on, it's because you're so generous, and you've given us so much in life and so much opportunity that, to me, it's just a symbol of I appreciate it and I want to give back. And that's that perspective of being accountable to you and Jane and the rest of the business team. Mike and Noel, Jason and Tawny, all the guys on here that we've been going to war with for so many years.
Of the things I love about you, Adam, is your desire to not let the team down. It's one of my favorite things about you is you don't want to let the team down.
Yeah.
You're not like you said, you don't set the woods on fire selling, but y'all sell every week. You don't set the woods on fire recruiting, but you recruit every week. You don't drive depth like a maniac, like I'm screaming, but you drive depth every week because you ain't gonna let the team down. A person that don't care about the team, like, don't get me wrong. I've seen some of those athletes are just super performers. And I've had agents that are super performers that don't care about the team. And that's cool because you need somebody to set the example. But I'm gonna tell you what. Could you imagine? Could you imagine if we'd had 100 people that didn't want to let the team down? So we all sold every week, we all recruited every week, we all drove depth every week. I know that's your game plan, Jake Krause and Bell Krause. I know that's what y'all thinking.
Yes, sir. Every week, consistent.
These steps, guys, the 8 steps, it's figuring out how to trick yourself into being accountable. How am I accountable to Jane? How am I accountable to Adam Cat? How am I accountable to the team? That's my goal. My goal is to be accountable to you. Like, hey, we had, listen, the snow that came across the country and the server corruption happened on the same day. It was a nightmare. My staff couldn't get to the office. IT people working from home. Integrity couldn't get to the office. They were working from home. We had 7 servers corrupted data. Things were shutting down. It's like, everybody calm down. Calm down. You're not always going to be perfect. We're not always going to be perfect. I promise you, we're on it 24/7. And this team, we lost I don't think we had anybody quit. We had people get mad, like, calm down. I can't contract people. I know, I heard. They're working on it. I promise you, my people are psycho right now. They're trying to fix it. They're accountable to you. You be accountable to them. All right, last one. Positivity. All right. It is crazy how good comes out of negative if you're a good seeker. If you will look for the silver lining, if you will look for the opportunity, if you will be thankful, that book, How to Quit Worrying and Start Living, he says stuff that you're not supposed to say. Like, what if you was blind? That's what I'm thinking. What if I was blind? What if I worked for a woman? What if my wife, in other words, I can say whatever, Jane can say whatever she wants to say about me, but she can say, at least I ain't never shot her. At least I ain't never cut her. I ain't never even pulled a gun on her. But if you can't be smart enough to say, at least Tony will call me back. At least Jason will call me back. If you'll do the at least, I don't know if I'm getting through on this one. It's something's good. Find the good. Something's good. Find the good. There's some people say, well, Andy, I just feel like I want to be honest and point out the negative. Do you want me to point out all the negative stuff about you? Because I can. Is that what you want? And the answer is no. Don't point out the negative stuff about me. I want to point out the negative stuff about you, but you don't point out negative stuff about me. I go, bro, I get it. I get it. The way you're going to get rich is have a positive mental outlook. Adam Katz, bills are paid, multiple cars, badass house, travels the world, kids' college education's paid, no debt. You with me? Look at Jake and Bell Krause. How much money have they put away in the last year? They stayed positive. Your upline, Brandon Bulis, stayed positive. Otsoy, come on here. Otsoy is a positive individual. He's a little bit crazy positive. I like that. Otsoy, did you about lose everything you had running for the governor of Guatemala?
I lost everything. Yeah.
I lost everything. If
But,
I met you here,
you know,
I would hug you and kiss you.
I'm back, and I'm strong now.
No, tell them the truth. You spent everything you had trying to be governor or something, didn't you?
I was running for as a representative in the district where I was born, and I spent a lot of money there, and came back, you know, trying to be on top of the payroll of the office, and it was just killing me. And that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with the Alliance, because Osuna just tell me everything. We made a plan, and boom, it started to work immediately. I didn't get a fear of losing in Guatemala, but it became like I was even stronger now, because with that in mind, say, I got cash flow immediately, and now I'm just teaching others how to do it. And I know people in my team that they need that type of help.
Did your wife, did she go with you to Guatemala?
No, that's another thing. I was alone. I was by myself. So she was taking care of everything here.
She could have dumped you and said, I'm going to find me a man that'll stay here in America and work. She didn't.
She didn't. She was here.
You went over there and blew all that money trying to be a representative.
Trying to, change the world. But there is another better way how to change the world.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. And the better is just tell the people about how to save money for the future, how to do that one, and just put something for kids' education. That's the thing. I'm just changing the mind.
But Ray, when you're thinking about giving up, you've been through some stories. Or Ray Joseph, you've been through some stories. When you're thinking about giving up, think about, did you ever do that when y'all were young kids? And I know y'all still young kids, but did you ever think about how did you trick? Did you say at least we're alive? At least we got each other? Did you hit that at all?
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
What are the
even now?
What are some of the things y'all would say?
We're like 25 and our kid's already 7, about to be 8, and we're like, well, at least we got each other, So, I mean, we come into situations where we don't, I feel like it was just yesterday, I was like 8 years old, and I'm like, I don't know how I dealt with that. At least we got our moms to ask,
At least we got our moms to ask.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think just even about the business, like I was taking notes and the be accountable. Like Jake and I, we do not want to disappoint our upline. Like I was thinking yesterday, I ran a half day of appointments. I'm like, man, is Mike and Noel going to be mad? I don't think they're going to be mad, but I get scared. I don't want to disappoint them. So we just live off of that.
I don't know if it's you. Listen to this. Do you really think that, or do you let yourself think like that? You follow what I'm saying? In other words, a lot of people say, well, that's just not how I am. I don't care what my upline thinks. I'm going like, I don't think Beret does either. I think she lets herself think, I don't want to disappoint them. You see what I'm saying? Like allowing yourself to be humble, allowing yourself to respect Mike and Noel. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think we do allow ourselves that, because truthfully, like in this business, I know we're self-employed, but we don't allow ourselves to feel self-employed, because we know we have an obligation to somebody at the end of the day. So it's, I know if we're not on that Zoom dial session, we're letting somebody down. We're letting the people down that we told, hey, you should be on this call. We're letting the other people down. So we're on every single Zoom dial session, dialing live. We're on every, we're not going to let them down. We don't want to let them down. So even though we're self-employed, we don't act like it. We act like they're our bosses and they're going to fire us if we don't show up.
Here's the way I see it going. People do everything in the book and they're going up, income up, going up, do everything in the book, doing it. I ain't going to let them down. I respect the team. I'm not going to let the team down. Wait a minute. I've got 20,000 in the bank. I can take a day off. Still going up. Wait a minute. I'm smart. I know everything. And it just starts coming back down. And they start sitting at the back of the room. We all have to stay vigilant on the 8 steps. No matter who we are, how big we get, how cocky we get, how much money in the bank, no matter who blows smoke up our rear end, I mean, have we seen it, right? Don't tell him how much good he's doing. He'll get all crazy cocky and start doing less and lose everything. The more we stick to the basics, the less times we will have to come back to the basics. Treasure Island. Any of y'all coming to Treasure Island? Any of y'all? All right. That's right. Oh, so a bunch of y'all coming in. All right. Treasure Island. Who's going to meet us up in, who's the first one going to? Cleveland. Anybody in Cleveland? Cleveland? Chicago? Anybody in Chicago? Indianapolis? Megan Wood's going to be in Indianapolis with a crowd. Burlington, May 8th. Who's going to be there May 8th in Burlington? Who's bringing 100 people? It's going to be crazy. 1,000 people. 1,000 people. And we're shutting it off. No more. No mas. Can't have more than 1,000. But we do need to have 1,000. We don't need 999. We need 1,000. We need 1,000. We need 1,000 people. Hope this is helpful. I love you guys. Rojas, love y'all. Big week. Let's have another crazy one. Let's go find that one person who'll change our organization. Alfonso, he's out there with your name on it. I promise you. All right, Miss Katz. Peace out. Love y'all. Come along. Later. Hey, Gina.